So today, in today's session, we'll talk about Google Search Console. This session is going to cover not just Google Search Console, but in this session, oops, my slide is not moving. Yeah, in this session, we will talk about everything that we have learned. We have studied about keywords, search results, what is the role of Search Console, how your website traffic is analyzed through Search Console as well as Google Analytics, and how all of these are tied together. So in this session, we are going to talk about that. And quickly, anyone to talk about what is the definition of Google Search Console or what is Google Search Console? Let me take that. Google Search Console is a web service by Google. It's a free tool. Earlier, it used to be called Google Webmaster, and I think in late 2015 they changed the name of Search Console, Google Webmaster tool to Search Console, so that more people understand it and it becomes more inclusive. So, of you who guys have been using it for a while often use the word Google Webmaster. Okay, so this is the process. This is how it starts. As a user, we start by keying in some keywords for the information we are looking for. So if I'm looking for HR consultancy, I will just type HR consultancy near me, and then the Google search results will come over. After I receive some search results as a user, I click through those results. I will see some ads. I might see organic results based on my query and requirement match. I will click on ad or on organic pages. Then what happens? As a user, I only see that I land on a particular website. However, as a marketer, I see that the user, I go to Search Console and I start seeing the query that user has made. So if suppose user has made a query HR consultancy, then through Search Console, I would be able to know how many keywords frequency or impressions keyword HR consultancy has given me, which means how many times on this keyword my website has ranked, what was the rank, which page ranked, etc. So all these information are shown through Search Console, and we will take a deep dive on what all Search Console has to offer us. So yeah, after that, the user lands directly on the website, and user goes and consumes information. They watch video, they fill form, they maybe buy some product, and all of this what they do on the website is then tracked by Google Analytics. So Google Analytics gives me graph charts that explain me about that tells me about the user behavior on the site. What was user doing, which pages they were visiting, how much time they were spending on those pages, where they entered, where they exited, etc. So that's the information that's available to me through Google Analytics and through Search Console, information of number of the keywords that my site ranked for, what exactly are those keywords, what is their frequency, how many people are clicking on those keywords, what is the rank for my website on those keywords, what is the rank for particular pages on my website for any keywords. All this information is seen here through Search Console. So I would also like to quickly summarize whatever we have learned. We started our first video or first session with Keyword Planner, where we went ahead and researched keywords. What keyword we researched for? The keywords that the user looks for. So if I have a HR consultancy, I will look for all the keywords that a user, my customer, is looking for, which could be HR consultancy in India, HR consultancy US, wherever my business belongs. I would also look for blog articles that these folks would be looking for, and then I will create a website that covers all these pages. Remember our first session? So all of that is done using Keyword Planner. After that, we move to actually Google Analytics to see where the traffic is coming and how they are navigating. And now we are talking about Search Console, which will tell us which keywords my site is ranking for. After I tried ranking for XYZ keywords, and is my site ranking for XYZ or any other keywords. So that's my three most important must-know tools by Google. All of these are free, and these are extremely important to take data-driven decisions to increase business. So without further ado, let's quickly move on to Google Search Console. And this is how Google Search Console looks like. So guys, do you have access to Google Search Console? Any of you already using Search Console? So if you are having a website and you want to make sure that it is running successfully, it has all the technical stuff up and running, you need to have access to Google Search Console, apart from just tracking keywords, because that Google Search Console offers you to inspect your URLs. If your URLs are having any kind of issues in indexing or technical issues, like the font size is small, the page is broken, the site is not in this class. This is a student's site. In fact, this is the same site that we discussed in the previous video while doing session on Google Analytics. So it will give us a complete holistic point of view of a site. So when you click on overview, this is what you see. So it tells you day-wise performance, total number of clicks that I was receiving for a particular day. It will tell you total impressions for a specific duration. Here the duration by default selected is 3 months. Then it will also tell you average CTR. What is a CTR? Click-through rate. So how many impressions you received. Suppose you received 100 impressions and 10 people clicked on it. Then the CTR is going to be 10. What is the average position? What is average position? Average position is the rank that your website or a particular page is getting on Google. So actually, when you are using Search Console as a marketer, 90% of your time or 95% of your time you will spend on the performance report. This is where you will get most information on the keywords that your site is ranking for, the number of impressions that you're getting, clicks you're getting, how you can improve the CTR, so that if 100 impressions your site is getting, so instead of just getting 10 clicks, how can you improve 20 or improve it to 20 clicks or maybe 30 or 50 clicks? And how can you improve position of particular keywords? So if ODA certification, I am ranking at 15th position and getting 7 clicks, I would want to rank on first or second position and get much higher. Like here, this site is getting 71% CTR. I would like to rank for at a higher position and get more clicks. So that's how, and we'll see how we can do that analysis. And then we can do URL inspection, we can see site maps, etc. And we'll cover all of this. But before that, actually, I would like to take a step back and understand if you guys are now clear what is the difference between Google Analytics versus Search Console. And I would like to take a moment to discuss what's the difference. What do you think? And you can unmute yourself and you can state the difference. You know, it could seem like that they both offer the same information, but there are some key differences. So GA is more about who is visiting your site, how many visitors you are getting, how they are getting to your site, how much time they are spending, where your visitors are coming from, their geolocation, etc. However, Google Search Console is geared more towards internal information. You know, who is linking to you. So all the backlink information that we discussed in the first session is going to be available here. And if there is any issue, error, as I mentioned, on your site, that will be available here. And also, you know, the information that's considered in Google Analytics and Search Console is also treated in a different way. So even if you think that you're looking at the same report, you might not be getting the exact same information. All right. And if you don't have active Google Search Console account, we could discuss, we can have a different video for that, but it's really easy to set up. You can do it through Tag Manager. You can do it through Google Analytics. You can also do it through HTML tags, but we can have a different video for that. So let's quickly get to, actually we'll first start with performance report. So this report, as I said, shows the overall performance in Google. And we will start the analysis, but let me first open this website for you. Is the font readability fine? Do I need to zoom in or zoom out?
No, it is fine.
Okay, perfect. So we are in the performance dashboard, and the duration selected is 3 months, so that we see a significant data size. So what is it telling me? That the total impression received in last 3 months is 32,000. And out of 32,000, almost 5% people clicked, and my site received 1.54 thousand clicks, which could translate in Google Analytics into these many number of sessions, or little plus, or little plus actually, more number of sessions, or these many number of users. And then it also tells me that on an average, my site, or my the summation of all my pages is average position is 33. All right. And then this graph tells me how many impressions I am getting on a weekly basis. And then we come down and we see that there are 6 labels available here. What's query? Query is the keyword that the user. Remember, we saw this slide. And what is the query? This is the query. Sorry. Yeah. So this is the query that we are talking about. So the user went in and keyed in the keyword OD alternatives. So when the user entered OD alternatives, user saw some search results. What are the search results user saw? Let's see what they saw. So I am a user, and the search result was singular or plural. It was plural. I typed OD alternatives, and this is my first search result. And Google tells me if I go and select average CTR and average position, I will start seeing all the 4 here. So it tells me that the average position is 1.4. So why is it 1.4? Because over here I can see it in first result, because not all the time this was first results. Maybe there were some other results coming up. Maybe their LinkedIn page was coming up sometimes. Maybe one ad was coming up sometimes. That's why this is average. And that's why it is in decimal. And because this is impression. And what is impression? Impression means that even if I scroll, so this is second impression. So as a user, I'm one person, but if I scroll thrice, this will be counted as third impression. So perhaps all the users who looked for OD alternatives actually clicked the link, but still it is not 100% because we are talking about CTR over impressions and not users. So that's something that you need to keep in mind. So yeah, so I receive a CTR. If this is my website, I'm receiving a CTR of 71%. And for the sake of analysis, I will actually go and I will check which pages are getting me a lot of impressions, but actually the CTR is very poor. Okay, so when I actually, so he's the founder, Santosh is the founder of this company, and his name is getting searched, but the impressions, so we can see huge impressions. His name perhaps is getting searched hundreds of times, but the CTR is very poor, which means, and I'll just now click on this keyword. The moment I click, you can see that we actually entered inside this search query. So now I am analyzing everything around Santosh's name. And then I see that these pages are ranking. And what is the position of these pages? These pages, these pages are ranking at 16th and 20th position. Now, Santosh is the founder of the company. The problem statement is that the founder is getting hundreds of impressions on his name, but is getting very fewer CTR. The CTR rate, the clicks are very few. What should I do to improve clicks when somebody looks for his name? So what are some suggestions that you can come up with? So see, Search Console is going to tell you the data, but insight generation, as we discussed in the previous session, is supposed to be done by you guys. And it is extremely important when we are getting so much information. We know what is to be done through that information. So in this case, the insight is that the brand name is getting a lot of searches, but not getting a lot of clicks. Why is it not getting a lot of clicks? Because it's actually appearing on the second or the third page of Google, and nobody goes there to look for nobody goes on the second page to look for information. So let me quickly do that keyword look up for this keyword string. And okay, so I'm actually not seeing the right Santosh Babu here. This guy is a military officer and is not at all related to HR or OD related work. And then this guy is someone else. So the relevance is low, which means this name is not optimized for the searches that it should be. So now what I will do is I will go here. I will check the page. This is the page that ranks at 16th position. So do you remember we discussed that if we can improve the keyword density of Santosh Babu keyword on this page, then this page might start ranking higher. Okay, so I will do a quick, I will see, I would like to investigate why this keyword is appearing, where this keyword is appearing. Okay, I can't spot. Yeah, so here in a testimonial, the name is appearing. So see, this is a very easy to solve problem, because if I improve the keyword density, if I have to increase the keyword density, which means I want to increase the number of times the keyword is appearing on this page, I can easily do it, because it's only present so down below on the page, only on testimonial. So if I was the owner of the site or I was the marketer of this site, what I'll do, I will add a section called as about the founder. And I will start talking about Santosh Babu so that I start getting maximum clicks out of these many impressions that I'm getting. Are you getting my point? Oops, sorry.
Yes, yes.
All right, so now that's the query part, and let me go back and show you what else we can find. So yeah, so now I just, if you notice, I just deselected the keyword that was selected so that I can again go back to analyzing entire data. I can go to we saw that we can, let me brush it up again. We saw that when we go to query section, I can see what all queries I am ranking for. So let me quickly share the information, just a moment. Do you remember we did this keyword planner activity? We figured out what keywords we wish to rank for. So I am now trying to explain to you that the keyword research that we did for writing content on our website, Then my site starts ranking when I do off page activity, on page activity. I follow all these rules. Then my site, and then I create a site structure. I post content in different types, etc. And when I do all of these activities, my site starts ranking for the queries that I intended to. So these are the queries it's for this particular business that are now ranking. And what are the pages it is ranking for? These are the pages. So my home page, this is the site's home page. This particular is their home page. All right. And this home page is getting so many impressions, 14,000, and so many clicks. And the position is actually 32. So if I was the marketer for this company, I would look at how I can improve the position. And I'll tell you how we can do that. We will analyze, but let me actually again sort it by impressions. Then there is this article. Let's see which article this is, which is getting significant. This is second to the home page. It is getting a lot of impressions. So it's something around from diagnostic OD to dialogic OD. So I think this keyword is getting a lot of searches. And if I have to analyze what are the searches that this keyword is this particular page is getting, what I'll do, I'll copy the URL. I just did Control C. I will click on new and I will click on page. Now what am I doing? I'm doing nothing but doing a page level analysis. And I will do exact URL. So I am telling that go to this exact URL and analyze for me. So now what is the analysis? Okay, 2000 impressions, 250 clicks, and then I go to queries. Now Google Search Console is telling me what all keywords this page is ranking for. So the moment I know what all keywords this page is ranking for, I know that dialogic OD for this particular keyword, my page is ranking on 4th position. What can I do to improve my ranking? I can perhaps write more around this keyword. I can increase the keyword density. Are you getting my point? And in fact, very good insight is that people are actually also looking for what is dialogic OD. So I will go and check, and quickly I'll do Control F. What is? Okay, so now this page does not contain this exact phrase. So if I suddenly include this particular phrase, what is dialogic OD? And of course, I will do it in a very logical way. Maybe perhaps this is something that should come in the beginning. So if you are talking about a topic, what is the topic about should come in the beginning. I'll include something around what is dialogic OD as a para. And suddenly my position from say third or fourth position, I might start ranking on 2nd or 1st position because now I have the exact match keyword. What is an exact match keyword? When the search query that the user is making exactly matches the keyword available on the page. So that's how I will actually improve the ranking of this particular page that we are seeing here. All right, so I'm again going to deselect this. And the moment I deselect, I see the entire site information. So that's how you can use the page level insights data to improve your website. This is a gold mine of data that will help you in a lot of ways to improve your keyword density, to improve your CTR by improving your keyword density, and to give you deeper insight on what your customers are actually looking for or what keywords are bringing them to your site. Then it also has something around countries. So we can see that actually this site is getting significant number of impressions from US and in fact UK. And let me reorder this. So India, US, UK, in fact Vietnam, Australia, Malaysia, Indonesia, a lot of other countries traffic is coming on this particular website. So it tells me that if I'm trying to scale my business in these countries, then I'm getting the right traffic. It also helps me as a marketer if I'm trying to scale in US more, but I'm not seeing results, then it tells me, okay, what I'm doing is not working out. So perhaps what do I need to do? I need to perhaps focus on keywords that are more US specific. So what I will do, I will start focusing on keywords like top play, top HR consultancies in US or something like that. Okay, so I will improve on searches that will help me bring traffic for the country that I'm trying to target. So that's my country level information. Now it also tells me device level information. Now, how is it important? If you remember, and I remember, that this is one of the sites I have witnessed in a long time where I'm seeing more traffic coming on the desktop side. Whatever sites I have, I see that mobile has a much bigger contribution. And more often than not, it's pretty intuitive to me that how do I need to see this site? I need to optimize my entire site for the mobile view. However, in this case, this is a very strange case where maximum 22,000 impressions and maximum traffic is coming through desktop. So I need to make sure that my desktop experience is far superior. And in fact, what is interesting is actually my desktop experience, even though I'm getting a lot of impressions, but it seems that my experience, actually, we can't really say that the experience is poor, but the positions tells me that Google is seeing some issues in the website to rank it. It could be a trigger for me to check if my technical SEO is fine because my mobile site is ranking much better. So now we come to search appearances. So if you know that actually if the site had rich text snippets, etc. Enabled, and then we would have seen more options here. But in this case, this site is only appearing on WebLite results, which means if you know AMP pages, where pages that are lighter to load appears, that kind of searches where it is appearing. And then I can see data date wise. So if suppose I wish to see if on a daily basis I'm getting significant impressions or if there are fluctuations, then I can see it from here. And I can very well see that on August 20th, 10 days ago, my site received actually maximum impression. So perhaps I would want to see what triggered so many searches. It could be possible that the company posted on LinkedIn several posts, and by people seeing those posts on LinkedIn, they went to Google and made searches. So this could draw a correlation between my efforts that I am putting elsewhere. Perhaps an email marketing newsletter was sent, and then people came to Google and started searching for keywords such as what? OD alternative courses or Santosh Babu or whatever. So basically, this data could be read in this way. And if you are a marketer, it could be interesting if you are launching a really big campaign and if you want to see brand impact. What's the impact on search? Then you should actually come to this particular section of Search Console, come to dates and see if you have gone live with a paid campaign that talks about your brand. Then the natural result that you should expect is that as a result of campaign, people are looking for your branded keywords, and hence they would be looking for you on Google, and these numbers should be higher. So yeah, so this is your entire understanding of performance, where you are going to spend 90% of your time as a marketer. Any queries so far?
I am unable to get the CTR in my Search Console.
Actually, you need to click on this part. Can you see this orange, green, blue? You can deselect all of these. And the moment you click on them, they will turn colorful. And once they are colored, you will start seeing them here. So when you deselect them, you will not see these here.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Got it. Yeah. So yeah, that's why this is extremely important. And let me show you something really wonderful that only Google actually provides. This is not there in many tools, and I don't know why. This compare feature, you will see this compare feature in Google Analytics. You will see it in Google Search Console. What I can do is I will compare this to last 28 days data. And what will I say? So what is it doing? It will apply a filter. So what I'm comparing the previous the 28 days back from here to the 28 days before them. All right, for the same duration. Now what is it telling me? That okay, so I can see in the last 28 days, actually performance has improved slightly. So I was getting 9.2K impressions. Now I am getting 9.7K impressions, which means more impressions. And however, although I'm getting more impressions, my CTR has dropped a little bit. So even though here impressions were lower for the previous period, the number of clicks were higher. Here, in this case, even though the impressions have improved because the CTR has dropped, the number of clicks are lower. What it simply means is my ranking, that there is some issue with my ranking. However, let me come to average position. Now this tells me that the average position was I was actually ranking behind earlier, and now I am ranking better. So I would actually this is a curious data for me, because it tells me that the ranking has improved, impressions have improved, but still fewer clicks are happening. So the CTR has reduced. In this case, I would like to further investigate and see why the CTR has actually decreased. This could be possible that Google came up with some new algorithm update and something messed up. And I do remember that around August 10th, Google came up with an algorithm update. Google very regularly comes up with algorithm updates. And some are very minor in nature, which are pretty regular, and some are pretty bigger in nature that lead to some kind of disruption. So something that happened around 10th of August was one of such natures where pages started deranking, etc. So I will have to then I will go ahead and deep dive in this data and analyze what has happened. How will I do that? I will go through all these sections and figure out what was going wrong, what was going right, etc. Okay, and if I want to compare this data for last 6 months, so suppose my boss asks for performance of last 6 months, I will select it for last 6 months. Now I can see that the data gap is increasing, significantly increasing. So previous 6 months, I was getting about 94,000. In the last 6 months, I was getting 67,000 impressions. And let me see if we can see. So yeah, so the position has improved. Here, the position dropped by a little bit. So basically, you can then analyze which keywords are ranking better, and then which keywords are losing their rank. Why are they losing their rank? How you can go about checking all of that, you can actually see. So I will actually identify some money keywords for you. Let's do this. Let me off this filter and let's go and see last 28 days data. So I'm switching off the compare filter. So what are my money keywords in this case? These guys sell courses. So I will just put a filter to see all the search terms. Sorry, my laptop is responding slow because I actually selected 500 rows. Yeah, so now I can see let's do this to fit it. Let's make it look a little nicer so that we can understand where are the headings. And now I will pick some of my money keywords. So this company is into consulting business. So what I'll do is first Alt 80 and I will sort this data from largest to smallest. So now we are actually analyzing 28 days data. That's why you are seeing that that suddenly thousands of impressions have become hundreds of impressions. Okay, so now I would like to analyze. This is my money keyword leadership coach Bangalore, leadership coaching in Bangalore, leadership program, because these guys sell programs. So it's important that my site ranks on a good position for these particular keywords. So I can see that the searches are happening, but I am not getting any clicks for these particular keywords. So what is the action that I will take? By now you guys should know this because we have discussed this several times, and I'm looking for answers from you guys. We will create pages around these keywords, because if these pages don't exist, they will actually not rank. We will not rank. The site will not rank for these particular keywords. So that's why it's extremely important that I have product pages created around leadership coaching Bangalore, leadership coaching Mumbai. I will go on Keyword Planner and check the search volume. I already know through Search Console that yeah, significant a decent number of impressions, if not significant, are happening, and I should definitely rank for these keywords, because people who are looking for leadership coaching are actually people who are interested in doing some sort of course. All right, dentist OD certification. This is their another product. So perhaps I will go and check if we have a page around this particular keyword. If we don't, we should definitely have a page. If we already have, then we should look at the construct of the page and add missing elements. So that's how I will go one by one on the top list. At least I will, in this case, the website size is really small. So actually I will manually go and check for, I don't know, maybe impressions up until 30. I will check up until this point and I will manually analyze what keywords are important for which I should have page. Okay, and then we just downloaded the data, so it gives me entire information in the Excel format also. So you can actually manually go through all the pages, check where you can, improve relevance to the search queries. You can again analyze and create nice looking graphs and charts, how um, you can actually show it to your bosses if required. Let me quickly do it for you. So, yeah, we can create some graphs and charts. Let me not pick from I will choose a combo chart and I will put it in secondary axis. And that's how I will create a chart. This talks about the number of countries. What is this chart about? This chart is about countries, impressions, and clicks. So now this graph, I can make it prettier. I can have data points added. So all of these things are actually very important when you are into performance marketing, because a large part of your time will go in data analysis to generate insights. So it's extremely important that you understand what kind of graphs and charts should be used, how data should be presented. So actually you can make it as much, you can invest some time, you can play around the graph. What I'll do is I will format it. Oops. So I will go and I will add some solid lines and I'll fill the color so it's differentiated. And then because I have already added data points here, I might not need this. It's sufficient to tell me how this is. I will edit these and I will include countries and impressions and clicks, etc. here. So, and then I can present it to my seniors to tell how the business is performing. These kind of graphs and charts you can pick and copy paste in your presentation. You can go back to your bosses with analysis of insights such as, that desktop is more important in your case than mobile, and you can have a graph for this. And you can write your analysis of that. You can have some data churn out from this particular segment where you can talk about why you saw a correlation between the posts that you made on LinkedIn or Facebook or the search campaigns that you did, and how. So tomorrow, if you get targets where it is said to you that you need to get more traffic through organic, or you need to get more branded traffic, then using the insight that you just generated from here, that perhaps there is a correlation between the posts done on social media and increase in traffic, you can actually start creating strategy. So if you so for example, in this case, if I can go and validate the point that social media posts led to higher number of impressions on all these dates. What is my learning? Tomorrow I will create a strategy to increase the social media presence. So then I will start scheduling social media posts quite often, because I know that when people see post on social media, they go on Google search and they look for OD certifications or OD leadership courses in Bangalore or stuff like that. So that's how you need to actually marry the data present on Google Search Console and create a strategy. All right. So any questions so far? So actually, I would also like to talk about meta descriptions that we actually covered in the first session. Let's quickly go to google.com and let's pick why some pages have poor CTR and how we can improve them. So in this case,
excuse me.
Sure.
Yeah, how to increase the visitors from abroad, like how to find the keywords which are being used by the abroad visitors.
Okay, sure. Let me come back to that. But let's take the example that I was just about to state, and then we'll come back to that. So I'm looking at OD Consulting. This has this actually has lesser. Let's pick this example where my rank is little lower impression. So I'm getting. So we'll take again this example where Dialogic OD is getting searched. So we'll see how meta descriptions searched. So we'll see how meta descriptions play their role. If you remember from the first session, we discussed about how we can improve CTRs. So when I look for Dialogic OD, I'm actually seeing this result here. And then I see that no meta description is actually manually set. It's just that Google is actually picking something from this article randomly. So what I'll do is, as a web administrator, when I'm uploading this article, I'll get an option to have a separate meta description. So I will actually articulate meta description that user might be interested to click on. So in this case, you see that this particular Medium article has given a lot of information. It talks about what Dialogic OD is primarily aimed at, etc. I will also see what others are doing. Okay, someone talks about improvement. That's about I think some link on Amazon. So basically, I will improve the description because this is the copy. This copy is extremely important for user to click on any particular link. So by improving this copy, this meta description, I can actually improve the CTR further. This was our performance section, and then these are other sections that are more from technical side and might not be as useful to most of us as marketers. But just for the sake of information, let me quickly walk you through this information. So if I see that some of my URLs are not ranking or having some issue, I can go to URL inspection section and I can check some URL. I just quickly check this particular URL. This we had taken during our Google Analytics section, and I see that there is no issue in this particular URL. So yeah, so basically this section of URL inspection, it talks about discovery, how Google found the URL. It talks about crawling. What is crawling? Crawling is uh, was crawled or any obstacles crawling the URL. Is the status of the is the URL present on Google or it is getting indexed? It talks about indexing and so on and so forth. So after this, we actually go to indexing related information, which talks about coverage. So the coverage report provides information on which pages on your site have been indexed and lists URL that have presented any problem while Googlebot tries to crawl and index them. So here we can see one problem, one error issue. What is the error issue? Submitted URL has crawl issues. So perhaps you can raise it to your tech team and they can further look into it. These issues could be related to somebody deleted the page because so many people work on a website. They no more require that campaign page or that product page because the product page doesn't exist, and suddenly someone deleted the page. And when Google came to read that page, Google found no information, and you ended up giving a bad experience to Google and your customers because the page was suddenly deleted and was getting indexed on Google. So Google doesn't like such things. So such things are actually visible here and doesn't make Google happy. So actually you need to come and see what's happening here. You will also get some information on excluded. The page is not indexed. Google is following rules on the site such as no index tags, robot.txt, meta tags, canonical tags that prevent the pages from getting indexed. So you can actually go and see what issues were there. Crawl, we can see that 251 pages had crawl anomaly. You can raise it to your tech team and you can ask them to check that there are some issues in all of these pages which is related to crawl, and those need to be checked. Then you go to sitemaps. What are sitemaps? Sitemaps is an XML file, if you remember last time we discussed. It's inside your blog. The files help the crawlers to find all the URLs that are present on your site. So just a moment, let me shut this window. Yeah, so that's the information that's available on the site map. And then along with this, actually, let me see if we can. I can't see speed related information, which typically comes under enhancements. So typically in a search console, you will see under enhancements, you will see FAQs. They don't have any rich text snippets installed. That's why we are not seeing FAQs here. We will see mobile usability. We will see speed. We can only see mobile usability here. Let me see if I can see speed under this. Nope. So basically speed report, if you see on your panel, the speed reports located under enhancement section, this will help you track the speed of your specific pages. and you can use other tools as well to check the speed of any particular page. And if you have a poor speed of page loading, then you should definitely investigate why your page is loading slow. Are there very heavy images? So many a times designers give you heavy files like 1 MB and 2 MB header banners, etc. For example, if suppose I have this image, I will see how heavy this image is. If it is in some KBs, I will try to squeeze this image so that the server load time is reduced. I can quickly check what is the size. This is just 130 KB. However, I think we can still reduce it and the quality will not go haywire. So that will help me improve my page load time. So yeah, that's related to, yeah, these are some of the core vitals of my website that I need to take care of. And then you can also check, mobile usability. So there are some 13 issues in mobile usability that, okay, so this is a very common error that Google Search Console tells, because many a times while designing the site, people don't take care how small or big the text is. This can be easily solved by increasing text size. So Google is also telling that 16 pages are having this issue. Typically, you should have standard text sizes across the website. And it also tells that clickable elements are too close together. Actually, I can see very few. In fact, I can't see any prominent CTA or links, internal linking. But yeah, whenever I see some clickable items like these are placed too close together, but these are just social icons. I don't know why exactly Search Console is fetching this, but we can investigate. So these pages we need to investigate. I think one of the pages is this, which is 40. Yeah, this one is also highlighted, but I don't know what exactly is the reason here. But yeah, all these technical informations that as a marketer you you might not have to deal with, but you can always escalate these things to your tech team. And these are actually some other things, and I think these are not available because this is a new dashboard. But these are legacy reports. So earlier version of Google Search Console used to provide some additional information that was visible through this section. So yeah, that's all around Search Console. We do keyword planning and we write content for our website through keyword planning. And when the users start looking for that information, Google fetches results. Basis how strong I have done the work here on my website, my website appears on search results. The behavior of user and search results are captured through Google Search Console. I get to see what exact search terms users are looking for, and how many impressions, clicks, rank, how my website is getting. I get it here. Then a user comes on the website, spends time reading, engaging, interacting, buying stuff, and that is tracked through analytics. So we covered everything from Google Keyword Planner to Search Console to analytics in our SEO course to creating content for website. So that's to summarize from my end. So actually, quick question, if you guys can come back if you have any questions around today's session. But I would like to know, many of you are new to SEO and first time attending something like this. What was your understanding of digital marketing or search engine optimization, and how aligned it is to what we studied in these 3-4 sessions?
Digital marketing is after attending your session is to read the mind of the customer and behave according to that.
Okay.